Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. I'm Sean Higgs. It is September 17th. Happy birthday, Mom, today. She's 76 years young, still drives pretty decently, by the way, too. She's not a little heavy foot sometimes, but otherwise, she's all right. She can still see. She's still hearing aid. She's all right. If she was dangerous, I'd take her out from behind the wheel. You know who's dangerous? Chip Chirimbes, another Megabucks winner. We are dangerous as a trio, although Doug is not with us. 2-1 yesterday here on Winner Circle. GamblersWORLD.net for the premium stuff. Chipper is on a absolute heater. Make sure you get his plays over at Gamblers World. Just look for Chip Chirimbes. It's right there. It'll be on top of the leaderboards. Extremely hot. I'm just going to jump into that because what a game last night. Philly, Sirianni, what are you doing here? You go for it in the first quarter, fourth and goal-ish. Then in the fourth quarter, you don't go for it. You're going for a 3. Bad clock management. I thought this guy was on a hot seat after last year. You brought in coordinators, but you're the head coach. You peed this game away late. I'm just going to jump right into Chip. Again, 2-1 yesterday in the free picks. Hit the like button. Premiums, gamblersworld.net, 3-7-38 is guaranteed. Chip is the man. Mr. Chip Chirimbes. I will put the respect on his name because I think the only guy who had the Falcons last night. Excellent, never in doubt, outright winner for you.
Never in doubt.
What do you think about Philly? I know you're a West Coast guy, but you're an East Coast guy at heart. And
the way they finished last year, Sean, I mean, that was kind of disturbing. I mean, even the Giants beat them. And I thought when they got Sean Barkley that they'd come out with a hold the attitude, fresh attitude this year. They go out and beat Green Bay in Brazil. But I don't know. There just seems to be something lacking with that team. And now this week they go to New Orleans, and that's quite an interesting matchup considering that Philly opened the favorite. So we're going to have to see what happens during the week. But this Philadelphia team, aside from the idea that they can put 9 guys up when they're playing baseball, right now I'm just wondering what is missing with that football team.
A total flip. They were a 3.5-point favorite on Sunday. And now they are a 1.5-point dog to the Saints.
They're now a dog to the Saints.
They're a dog.
It's moved that much.
I'm showing 1.5 right now on some sites.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to see what happens, how that one unfolds.
Total of 50 in that game. Total of 50. The Saints, I don't know if they're real or not. It beat Carolina, who just benched. We'll talk about Carolina. Benching Bryce Young after 2 starts. The Red Rocket comes into town. The line really hasn't moved for the Raiders. I'm already on the under. I had the Raiders at an early number. What do you think about this game here for you guys? Because you're in Raider Town now on Vegas. This line again, it's coming down a little bit. It was up 7. The switch gets it to 5.5. I still see 7 at Circa. Everywhere else has 5.5s out there. Circa at 7.38. All the other books. 40.5 and 5.5.
Yeah.
Well, again,
how bad
early
is
NFL
Carolina, Sean?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to cut you off there.
Now, I'm sorry. But I mean, here we have Chase Young they're going to sit him down right now. And
Bryce Young. Chase Young.
I'm sorry.
Chase Young's on defense.
You know what? It isn't the names I'm concerned with. It's the numbers. But, here's a team that gave up a slew of draft picks to get this guy. And maybe it was C.J. Stroud that should have been the selection.
Well, Houston's got to be happy because they got the draft picks. They got a quarterback who looks a lot better. I don't want to say like a little better. He looks a lot better.
Yeah.
This goes back to what I said at the beginning of the season with these guys. And I took them in week 1, Carolina. How don't you play these quarterbacks in the preseason to let them learn?
It doesn't make any sense. And we had talked about how only having 3 preseason games, the first 2 games they're looking to make cuts. And the third game, they're looking to stay healthy. And only 2 quarterbacks, like we said, opening week threw for 300 yards. And this is a passing league. And I think that was kind of shocking to me. And the NFL is what it is right now. The way things are working out for me, I'm pleased. But, the overall look of what's going on, I just don't quite get what they're looking for. And those kickoffs are ridiculous. I don't care. Kick the ball out of the end zone every time, but that's absurd.
Well, why don't you just move the kickoff back since the guy's got legs now? Kick it
I
back
agree. And you know
kick it
what?
back a little bit.
I'm trying to think. What if they just pooch it? If no one can move until it either hits the ground or someone catches it, why don't they pooch it right behind that line and it'll be a free ball? I guess I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know. They're thinking about keeping people healthy, and I don't think it matters. I really don't.
They want to play the game, so I think they know it's kind of like the movie Airplane, where like the plane's crashing and had the fake news commentators like they brought their tickets, they knew what they were in for. I say let them die. Like these guys have been playing football since they're 9 years old. There's a possibility you could get hurt. There's a possibility you could crash your car going to the supermarket. Doesn't mean to stop doing something. We don't wrap ourselves in bubble wrap. Let the guys play the game. All right, the guys kick further, right? If everybody's so much faster and stronger, move the kickoff back 5 or 10 yards if you're worried about
Sean,
there's things you could do instead of let's just alter it so there's nothing going on here.
And the way these guys are kicking, I mean, even if you move it back to the 30, I'd say that
it gets to the goal line.
Won't be run back anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And again, if it runs it back, don't put it out to the 25 or the 35. So let kick back or touch back rather. Put it back to the 20 again, like the old days.
And how about a professional football team that can't kick an extra point, scores 3 touchdowns because they don't have a kicker? These are professionals. Grab some guy from Podunk to you and put him out there. I don't get what happened with the Giants. They scored 3 touchdowns, didn't give up a touchdown, and lost the game.
It was too much of a chip shot when they lined up at the goal line for it. They kick it back.
Chip shots.
Yes. That should be your chip shots. You know what I'm saying, right, Chip? They moved it back because it was too easy. And now you got guys can't even hit extra points.
Yeah.
And back to the quarterbacks, there's no more like off-season two-a-days they used to have in like July. Guys go out and practice. You have these mini scrimmages when teams are playing each other in preseason that they're supposed to be getting their reps on. Look at the quarterback play. You said it. 2 guys threw for 300 yards, and one of them's out for the year in Tua because he got his bell rung. I mean, and all they do is try to make it so you could throw the ball. Everything's pass interference. We got illegal contact. Roughing the passer. Everything is offensive league.
Officiating's unbelievable to me. I mean, like they're. I understand trying to protect players, and unprotected players or vulnerable players.
Yes.
But it's getting to where it's not even football anymore.
Well,
at least not the football that I knew.
The quarterback, a guy's over the middle. You can't just like blindside guys and
no. I understand clotheslining guys. Did you say Tua's out for the year? Have they decided that?
How the heck could he come in? They signed what's his name? Huntley from the Ravens, the old Ravens backup quarterback. So they got him on the dish now to back up with him on the injured list or he's out or whatever. I don't see how you play this guy. I don't see how you play him. How do you play him?
I don't know. And when you think about Tua, Bryce Young was smaller than he is, and they throw him around like a dish rag. And when Bryce Young finally gets in there, what's going to happen to him?
Yeah, listen. The good thing with Bryce Young is he's not going to get hurt because he just throws the ball. He either gets incompletions or they run the ball for a yard. He's not going to get hurt because he runs and he throws it away or he throws an interception, so he doesn't even get hit. So he's safe. Yeah. He's safe. 26
passes for 48 yards, 60 yards. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible.
It's a bad product right now.
A number 1 draft pick.
Plenty of busts in the NFL though. Let's call it what it is. These quarterbacks, you go into, and I've said this time and time again, Chip, you go to a bad team. You're drafted in the top 5, you're a bad team. Your chances are you got a new head coach. The team has a bunch of holes on it anyway. So what happens? Mac Jones goes to the Patriots. The guy goes through 3 or 4 different coordinators. One of the coordinator duo was a special teams coach and a defensive coordinator. And that's how that guy's supposed to grow? And that's on the Patriot way. That's the Patriot way.
That move by Belichick was just amazed me that they took a defensive guy to make him their offensive coordinator, and it showed with their offense too.
Yes, Zach Wilson is a guy doesn't get a shot, he gets hurt, comes back, banged up offensive line, no time to play, new coordinator next year. Then they bring in Rodgers with a coordinator who was specifically meant for him. They throw Zach Wilson back behind a offensive line that cost you your Hall of Fame quarterback with a coordinator who is designed for your quarterback who can't play anymore, and it's that guy's fault. I mean, Josh Rosen's on 3 teams, never got a chance. He got drafted by a guy who was fired. The next year, the new coach comes in, drafts another quarterback, and just does not get a chance. Here's an update. Here's a little thing for guys. Instead of taking $1 million, I know it's no money. You can take this transfer money. Stay in a school for 3 years, learn a system, come to the NFL, sit behind a NFL quarterback like Jordan Love did for a few years and came in and looked a little all right, but looks pretty good when he's out there.
How about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers sat his first 2 years. Some of these guys need to mature into the position.
You automatically go to a bad team. Not everybody's Patrick Mahomes.
No.
As much as
everybody
everybody
had a year too, remember?
And as everybody loves Lamar and Burrow, well, Burrow's he shows flashes. Yes, he got to the Super Bowl, but he also gets hurt. He also lost to the Patriots at home. I mean,
yeah.
Lamar, again, there's good and then there's bad. And I'm not saying those guys are on the level of the Tuas and Hurts and Bryce Youngs. I'm just saying those are rarities. And even the rarities who are superstars, Josh Allen, you see some badness in their play, or badness is whether it's fumbling or bad decision making. Let guys, I get it. You're on the hot seat, coaches. You see the product. I mean, is it good? Is it a good product? Let's get away from running backs.
I saw him in Wyoming a couple of times against UNLV, and I said, I don't know if this kid's going to make it, but he has matured into the position, and I think he's outstanding right now.
He could throw the ball in the wind. That's great.
Yeah.
Buffalo's a good spot for him, but you don't have to chuck it downfield every time. And to just get away, we're not paying running backs. We don't need running backs. We're just going to throw the ball all over the place. Well, that's easy when you have Brady or Peyton Manning or Drew Brees or just guys who are good. How many guys are there like that?
They're far and few between, and they are very valuable.
There's our rant for 10 minutes on crappy NFL football, folks. So if you want more crappy NFL takes, we'll have them probably tomorrow too. And Brian Bittler will be joining us tomorrow. And I'm sure Doug will have something to say about the Thursday night game. We'll be here for Thursday. We'll be doing college football, I believe, on Thursday. But we'll definitely talk about the Jets and Patriots and Mark Lawrence and Victor King on Friday. I'm definitely going to dive into it with those guys because they will surely have some numbers to back up quarterback play of 10 years ago to today's quarterback play because it is a hot mess. Pay the running backs, run the ball. People are going to go to the games anyway and pay whatever ridiculous fees are to watch on streaming services, NFL. Get your act together. We don't need to get our act together, though, in Major League Baseball. 2-1 last night for Chip Chirimbes and myself and Doug Upstone. Chip will be looking at the Yankees and Seattle Mariners. Yankees hit the road with Louis Heel on the road. Not a bad season for the Rook. Why the Yanks not bring this guy up last year? Woo for Seattle. Let's just start with Gil. Great all-around season. Cannot complain about him. He had the little hiccup I was waiting for. It came. Right. I don't know. He looks pretty good of late. I don't mind a bad start here and there because that's what most pitchers have, a bad one after 6 or 7 good ones. Woo has been phenomenal. The problem is the guy can't stay on the field. I mean, he has a .82 whip on the year. In 19 starts. That's not chopped liver, folks. That is a decent, sizable amount of starts for a .82 whip. You wish it was more closer to 26 or 27 starts for Seattle if you're a Seattle fan, but the numbers are there. The guy is fabulous. Yankees small fave 115, a total of 7. They look like they're pulling away to win the division here. Orioles sinking. Seattle grasping for air in the ocean here, trying to get the lifeboat to get to the wild card spot. Not sure if they can pull out the last 10 games. What do you got here, Chip Chirimbes, Yankees, Mariners?
Well, I think the Mariners are sunk. I don't think they're going anywhere.
Yeah.
Minus $1,100 on the year at $100 a unit. And the Yankees, who are 31 games over 500 at one time during the year, are minus 830, although they are, 24 games over 500 right now. But you mentioned it. These two pitchers, and, I remember a guy named Gil McDougall. So why isn't this guy Luis Gil? That's another conversation.
I call him Louis Gil.
But he's gone 136 innings with 156 Ks, only 89 hits. And Wu, like you mentioned, who's 8-2, 105, 106 innings, only 77 hits. Both these guys are outstanding. Both these guys keep players off the bases, and both these guys strike a lot of people out. So runners are not advancing through a ground ball or a hit and run or anything. Versus Seattle, Gil started earlier this season, one game, gave up one hit in the 6-1 victory, 8 Ks in 6 1/3 innings. And Wu pitched 6 innings against the Yankees, gave up 2 hits. I think this game stays under. These guys are virtually unhittable, Sean, and their numbers prove it and establish it. They are tough to score on. Seattle's lineup, as weak as it is, has been their Achilles heel the whole season. Yep. They've had some decent pitching. They have a decent starting staff. And the Yankees have too many holes in their lineup. They're still looking for a first baseman. Rizzo's back, and isn't that great? He's hitting 215. So, I just don't understand. I think this game stays under the total. And I think it's 7 is the total.
7. Total is 7. Total 7.
I mean, you're talking about a 4-3 game being a push. I see it being under. I mean, I think that number is an indicator that unless one of these pitchers has a problem and gets yanked out, which, is always going to happen, they can be pitching a no-hitter in the 7th, Sean. We know that, and they'll be yanked. And, so I think this game stays under the total.
Yeah, let's Chip Chirimbes official play under the 7. But, yeah, let's not hope it's like the Mets and Blue Jays where you're throwing a no-hitter into the 9th and the game goes over a total of 7.5 at 8-1 at 1-0, top 9.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Wu at home, a .168 batting average against, and Gil on the road, a 188 batting average against. And in fact, I think just a couple weeks ago, the Mariners had the worst batting average in all of baseball. I mean, it's crazy. They were worse than the White Sox. It's really. I got it right here. Hold on a second.
I'm a Mets fan. I'm rooting for the White Sox to win 41 games, so the Mets can still have the worst record in the history of the game.
Worst batting average of baseball, 222. Your Seattle Mariners. They're tied with the White Sox at 222. That's how bad they are.
Yeah,
that's how bad this team is. So you're going to give me 2 guys who are going to come in here, strike out probably 7 guys each at a minimum, because strikeouts are cool now. Strikeouts are the new hits in baseball. As much as I want to kill NFL for their crappy quarterback play, let's talk about how strikeouts are cool. It's like smoking cigarettes in the 80s in high school. Hey, look at this. I got my mouth. We're going to smoke outside. We're allowed to smoke. Like, why is this? Can you hit the wall, please? Please. Hits are good. Strikeouts are not good. Stop with this nonsense that a strikeout's okay. It's terrible. Under the 7 for Chip. I agree 100%. I mean, this is ridiculous. The Yanks don't hit either. They're all or nothing. And why do teams? If I'm facing them, I'll walk Judge. I'll walk Soto. I don't care. I got one out. I'm walking those guys. I'll take my chances with Stanton and Jazz or Austin Wells or Ben Rice. Or Rizzo, who's never been right since his concussion a year and a half ago or a year ago.
Why not do it, Sean? I mean, the Yankees are willing to walk guys and with
nobody on base. I'm walking them. Every time. Let somebody else beat me. Yep. And even if somebody does get a base hit and drive somebody in, I don't care. So it's 1st and 3rd or 1 out, and you're up 1-0. Here comes a double play ball, but here comes the bottom of your. Yeah. LeMahieu is done. He looks like he's absolutely washed. Torres, I mean, who are you putting in there? Verdugo?
I'm not a Torres guy. I'll tell you that much.
So I will take my chances every inning. If somehow they score 2 runs with somebody not driving in and knocking those guys in, I don't care. I'll take my chances. At least I don't have to worry about those 2 guys coming up hitting a home run every time they're at bat.
Yeah.
Whatever. And Boone's got to go. Cashman's fine.
They re-signed him. They're not going to get rid of him. He's there. And Cashman ought to go as well. I mean, this team, don't let me start on what's going on in New York.
Everybody's like, oh, they're going to re-sign Soto. The hell they're going to re-sign Soto. Then they wouldn't get a pitcher at the deadline. You're going to re-sign Soto for more money they're paying Judge? Yeah. Good luck with that. That ain't happening. They're the dollar store Yankees now. This is ridiculous.
The box seats are already $1,250.
All right, it's enough. We can't. The entire show is bashing Yankees, bashing strikeouts, and bashing quarterback play. Astros and the Padres. I had this game last night. Winner with the under. I said playoff baseball. It was low scoring. Yes. You look at it and you're thinking the Padres had 14 hits or something ridiculous like that. They had guys hitting all day long. Couldn't get anybody across the plate. I don't care. I'll take it. Today we have Hunter Brown and Michael King, another ex-Yankee. I'm sure the Yankees would love to have this guy in the pitching staff right now, the way some of their pitching goes. You know, I like Hunter Brown. He started slow with Arrighetti.
I do too.
But he was he's a better pitcher than Arrighetti. So with his slow start, I took that up as just a slow start. He's been fabulous. I mean, 2.14 ERA last 7 starts, 1.45 ERA in August. Not bad. Again, I'm just going to go with the under in this one, 7.5. It is playoff baseball. The Astros have their own problems scoring on not even just at home, but even on the road. They are like the Padres last night. They got pound out 10 hits, score 2 runs. Michael King in his last 12 starts has allowed 3 or fewer runs in every game. Earned runs.
Right.
3 or fewer. Not bad. Nice season overall. At home, decent numbers. Nothing flashy. He's not sexy like Gill and Wu with these low 150, 180 batting average against, but he does enough to keep him in the game. He's going to go 5 + 6 innings. Again, we mentioned 4-3 in the Yankee game. Why isn't this one going to be like a 4-1 type game? Astros, again, battling. Padres battling for position. This is tight playoff baseball. I'm going to go. I don't care. They could have scored more last night. That's last night. It's a different ball game. I got 2 solid, young, good – well, King's not that young, but good, solid pitchers on the hill today. I'm going to go under the 7.5.
And, you know, Sean, I see it the same way. I mean, here's Hunter Brown and Michael King. King has 191 strikeouts in 160 innings, and Brown has 168 strikeouts in 158 innings. These guys put the ball where people can't put the bat on it. And this game, to me, I think goes under as well. San Diego's had a much better year than I had anticipated, and I think than most people did. They're plus 1,100 on the year, and Houston minus 650. But, you know, this I lean a little bit towards San Diego, but I think the play here is the under because of these 2 starters. And we just have to hope, Sean, that they go deep into the game. I mean, Houston's now won 4 straight. I think they were lucky enough to have played the Angels, or one of them played the Angels, and San Diego's won 3 in a row. I think it was versus the Giants. But I see this game staying under the total. And, you know, it's kind of tough, though, Sean. I got something for you on September 17th. Are you ready for me?
Go for it.
Okay. 1912, Casey Stengel. I don't know if you remember him. He managed the
Yankee guy.
10 World Series appearances in 11 years in the 50s. Opened his career with 4 hits. Stan Musial had his debut in 1941. Jackie Robinson got Rookie of the Year in 47. And the San Francisco 49ers played their first game in the NFL on this date in 1950. And they came from the All-American Conference with that Cleveland team that came into the NFL and actually won championships. Ernie Banks, 1953, the first black player to play for the Cubs. And in 1956, the Yankees clinched the pennant as Mickey Mantle his 50th home run of the year. And this one I remember, Sean, it's probably before you were born. The Minnesota Vikings played their very first game as an expansion team, and they won. They beat the Chicago Bears as they put in a quarterback named Fran Tarkenton in the second half, and he threw for 4 touchdown passes. George Brett, on his date in 79, did something that only Willie Mays had previously done, had 20 doubles, triples, and homers in the same season. But, of course, Mays did have 51 homers that year and not 20. Fernando Valenzuela, on his date when he was a rookie, his 8th shutout of the year, and that's doing something. And I'm going to go to something that's kind of sad in my baseball history folklore. Barry Bonds hit his 700th career home run on this date. How about that? But that's it.
Fernando Mania had to be 1981.
Yeah, that was 81. And
George Brett 2020 was that his 390 batting average year? Or did you say 79 or 80 in that?
It was 79, so it may have been when he was hitting like 388 or 401 going into September.
Crazy. And when was the Vikings thing?
1960.
Yes, I was born in 74.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Official plays, a pair of unders here. Yankees, Seattle for Chip. Padres, Astros for me. We have our free picks here daily. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Recorded videos. Me, Chip. Me, Doug. Chip and Paul. Plenty of free pick videos for you to come and get. But supporting the show, hitting the like button's great. How about hitting a 3-7 or 30-day package? All right. There's 14 of us. Go get it. We got a leaderboard. Chip Chirimbes rolling along right now. just crushing everybody. Excellent run. Listen, it's all about the runs, Chippy. When we're on them, you gotta, it's not like you're at the craps table or whatever. You just keep doubling up and pressing. Yeah. That's the way it is in sports. You gotta, sometimes you're way above the mean. So now's the time to get on board. 3, 7, 30-day packages, guaranteed, or we credit you back. Boom, you jump on board again. But most people are going to win over 3, 7, and 30 days here. All right, that's why we put the guarantee up. $199. We're talking baseball today. The rest of the regular season and playoffs, all inclusive for $199. You can't beat that. And there you go. That's about it. Tomorrow, me, Chip Chirimbes, Brian Biller making his gamblersworld.net Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast debut. I'm going to say that. Hopefully he shows up. We'll see. We're still waiting on Fargo to show up. But I think Biller's going to be there because he actually responded to the email. So I'll throw a little Fargo under the bus there. Sorry, Matt. That's how I roll. I'm silly like that. For Chip Chirimbes, I'm Sean Higgs. Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Out!